Hey, it's Lucy. Quick disclaimer, I was in two minds about making this video in case I'm deemed too harsh, but the whole point of this channel is to talk about matters in academia that are uncomfortable or unpopular that need to be brought up, and I felt this fell into that category. So here we go. I am a big fan of social media as an academic. I think it's a really cool way to showcase your research in an interesting and engaging way. I think it's a great way to connect with other people in your field, especially if that field is extremely niche. It's also a great way to network. Can never hurt to know who you'd like to work with in future, know when opportunities are coming up, and better still to be on good terms with these people when they do. Also, as a PhD student, your world often feels very isolated. Social media is one way to reach out to other people who are going through the same thing as you are. So I have Twitter, and of course YouTube, because I suppose this channel counts, and I put a reasonable amount of effort into sharing cool space news and making little GIFs of my experiments. That in a nutshell is what I post about, and I really like it, and I'd really recommend having an online space of your own. But there's a nasty side to social media that sometimes makes me stop scrolling and seeing what people are up to. And I haven't talked about this with anyone because often it's people I know and like who do this. But it's something that is insidious and I think harmful in the academic culture, and I really wanted to discuss it. Academics on Twitter very commonly boast underhandedly about how hard they work. Let me explain with an example that paraphrases the kind of thing I read often. How should I spend my Friday night? Finishing off my thesis, working on those reviews, or starting a new experiment? Hashtag PhD life. Here's another. Me to my brain. How about we just chill tonight and put Netflix on? My brain. No thanks, let's learn 2 new languages, take up judo, and tidy the whole house. Sometimes I despair of myself. Haha. Hashtag, how did you spend your Sunday? The reason why these tweets make me so uncomfortable is because they're not serving anybody but the person who wrote it. And worse, they're directed at a group of people who, as academics with no real clock-on times, are already struggling to define work-life boundaries. I'm not saying don't talk about things that make you happy and that you're proud of. If you've published a new paper, please share how happy and proud you are. That's really nice. Your colleagues will be happy for you. Or talk about how much you love your subject. But what I'm talking about here is different. This is about actively making people feel bad. Why am I not working this Friday night? I was just gonna chill out, but I guess I should be working on my data analysis. I've got nothing better to do. Why don't I have the time or motivation to take up a new language? I just collapse home of an evening. I need to be harder on myself. I need to make time. There is no basis for comparison in academia. There's no normal amount of hours to work or extra activities to take up. So every time I read a tweet like those, I feel guilty. Like I'm lazy or inefficient. But I'm not. I work hard, and so do most academics I know. Way too hard if you ask me. So nobody else needs to hear about how accomplished or hardworking or motivated anyone else is. If you use social media or are thinking of using it, please be mindful of how your post will impact others. It's not like 140 character tweet is going to push someone into a mental health problem. But when it's your postgrad friends and professors that you aspire to be like, and they're all talking about how they work every weekend, they work every hour that comes, you should aspire to spend your free time in the office, this creates a false reality and expectations of productivity that not only are they not obtainable, they're not even real. Please be aware that these sort of posts need to be taken with a pinch of salt, and that people exaggerate, people boast, and people have their own problems, and they don't always deal with them in the best way. A blogger I love called Tim Urban has written a lot on this subject, but in the context of Facebook, and I'd really recommend checking out his posts. They're wittier and more insightful than mine. Please let me know what you think about this in the comments below, whether you think I'm being too harsh or whether it's something you've come across too. Thank you for listening, and take care.